Let's fix this. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of the Jay and Trey podcast. My name is Justin. Thank you guys for tuning in. And we've had a crazy weekend for you guys already. We're ending on our show on this Friday. We have a whole lot of more things to cover over the coming up next couple of days. Jake's continuing to get busy. A lot more stuff going on. We will find out the AFC Championship games today. Who will win? We'll talk about that, all breaking down in hour number 2. And in hour number 1, we have the recap of the Royal Rumble. Who's headed to WrestleMania and main eventing? That's all coming your way here on the Jay and Trey podcast. You guys are watching us live in the StreamYard studio. You guys are watching us live in the StreamYard studio. If you guys want to try, give StreamYard a try. They got a free option. Head on over to StreamYard.com /J. Oh my goodness, I'm off to a bad start. Let's do this. Let's just get right down to the show. I'll break it all down here in a moment. That is probably the worst first minute and a half of the show. I got Trey and Jake in the studio, all occupying me and distracting me all the way through and through. All right, welcome in. You guys are watching us live inside the StreamYard studio. If you guys are looking for your own podcasts, YouTube videos, and more, StreamYard.com is the place to go. I'd like to give a shout out to Placeit. Placeit is by Envato. Create your mockups, logos, and videos through Placeit.net. Head on over to Placeit.net for more information. I'd like to also give a shout out to Epic Demic Sound. Discover your world-class artists, composers, and bands. Find your perfect soundtrack and give your social media accounts the music they deserve. Also, like to give a shout out to Stream Elements. Last but not least, Stream Elements with one click of a button. Head on over to streamelements.com, create an account, upload whatever you guys want to sell, and click publish. They will do the rest for you guys when it comes to you send people over to the website. They'll buy you whatever product you have, and you also have they'll do the rest. They'll make it to order. They'll send it to you. And there you go. So streamelements.com. And while you're there, check out our merchandise page at merch.streamelements.com /JJ Talk Show. That is once again merch.streamelements.com /JJ Talk Show. All right. We thank you guys for tuning in. If you guys are watching us on YouTube live, thank you. Hit that like, share, subscribe button. If you guys watching us live, leave a comment, get involved in our conversations. We have a lot to talk about today, and I'll go over that in a minute. Also, if not, that is a-okay. You guys can listen to us. I know the last couple episodes have not been updated yet. I'm getting a little lazy, a little behind on that, so I'm looking to fix that up by the end of tonight. The last 3 episodes should be up and running. So on audio streaming services, that is Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts as well. So there's not a reason for you guys can't listen to us. We are also available on social media, on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. And thanks to Trey getting us over the and Jake too, because he just participates just as much as Trey on TikTok. But thanks to Trey for TikTok, because he has gotten us over 1,000 followers, which means now tomorrow, when Trey and I head out to the Monday Night Raw, okay, and we're gonna hit there a couple hours early, and we'll go live, our first ever video going live on TikTok. So check us out tomorrow. I don't have a time yet, but I'll keep you guys informed when we're looking into getting things done. So 2 hours today. We're keeping all the football talk in hour number 2. Okay. I made this an urgent, important message to everybody and in the stream. Gotten yelled at already by a million people. And we're keeping all the wrestling talk to the front of the hour, because we had wrestling, we had the Royal Rumble on Saturday, we had football games today. Jake has his two events on Thunder Valley Racing League tomorrow and Tuesday. Tomorrow he would be broadcasting, and we'll learn more about that as well a little bit later on. And I believe Tuesday he will be actually racing, if I'm not kind of similar to that. So I want to know. Let us know down in the comments. What do you guys think of? Hold on 1 second. Let me take care of this. There we go. Just trying to get comfortable in the studio. I want to know your guys' thoughts. What is your thoughts of the Royal Rumble? Did this satisfy you enough, or did you have problems? What did you guys think of the winners of the Rumble matches, and who is now going to main event WrestleMania? Before I take Trey, because this was the biggest issue that Trey had yesterday, and it was biting tooth and nail. Now, I wasn't being difficult with him. All I wanted him to do was to give me what was factually made on paper at the time that we were talking about it, his opinion on who was going to win on that was on the list. That's all I wanted. We sit there and we understand that there's rumors that go out on social media all the time. There was rumors about Bad Bunny. There was rumors about Ronda Rousey. There was rumors about Shane McMahon all throughout the weekend leading up to the Rumble, that they were all going to be an appearance. But until that stuff goes down on paper, they're just rumors. What happens if Shane McMahon twists his ankle on the way in? He ain't going to go into the Rumble. You know, I'm just throwing that out there. So all I wanted us to do was to create an opinion based off of the names that were on file. Okay? And it doesn't mean that anything that we can have outside opinions. But, I mean, according to the list, we did pretty, we're off on and off. I don't know who thought Cameron was going to make an entrance, and I thought that was pretty cool. Let me first of all tell you this. I'm shutting down the forbidden door with WWE. It was great that they brought back Mickie James. They highlighted it for a month. They let her come out with hardcore country themes, entrance music. They let her come out with the, women's knockout championship. I love that. Thank you. I appreciate that. But until that's all I'm seeing. That's all I saw during the match. That was it. That was all that was given. She didn't win the match. There was no other outside competitors in the match. I know, Moose made it apparent that he would be willing to join the Rumble match, and that didn't happen. Right? We didn't see that happen. We thought we wanted to see that happen, but we didn't. What I think was even worse, in my opinion, was the fact that this was the first year ever since NXT has been kind of brought to life that they didn't have any NXT stars airing at the Rumble. Usually they have one or two, men or women, and they didn't have none. So I don't. What is your thoughts on that? Let me know down in the comments. Here's my last given point. I know Armchair Booking. I want to give Armchair Booking a shout out here, because Armchair Booking mentioned this yesterday throughout their review, and I actually watched their review during the kickoff show. We'll talk about the actual matches here in a moment, but I was not. What did the winners of the Rumble matches? The WWE took two opportunities away for people who needed the win more than the actual winners themselves. Let me ask you this, without talking about it right now, without giving you any answers away. I'll let Trey do that because I know he's excited about that. But did they really need that win to elevate their career? You think about this. The Royal Rumble match itself could make a career, can elevate a career substantially, right? Did the WWE take that away from two opponents or two competitors that needed it the most? And I think that's a perfect question to kick off the show. Without further ado, let's bring in the co-host, Trey. Trey, good evening to you. Thank you for tuning in.
Good afternoon, good night. Only thing I could say
I'll
to
put it that.
start this off is I'm jealous. And
About what? I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're talking about.
I think you do.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Second, people are gonna be hating on me. Armchair booking you, Jake, but I love the Royal Rumble. But there is some stuff that I did not like.
Okay. Share
But
with me. What don't you like? Share with me what you did not like.
what I did not like, no surprises. Not really much surprises in the men's Royal Rumble. They wasted them all on the women's Royal Rumble match. That's one thing I didn't like. And the other thing is there was a lot of botches. Um, but I'm going to tell you what I did love. I love the storytelling. The Roman Reigns and Seth, that was great storytelling. Um, Roman interfering in the box match, that was some good storytelling. Um, there's some there was some botches, I think, and I think um the Edge, the mixed tag team match, was lackluster, as you and Jake would call it. But other than that, I loved it.
All right. So let
I'm
me
a,
let me tell you this.
hmm?
What was so I think we're gonna have to break this down a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna bring Jake on before we head to break. And here, let me for you guys, how is this? Is this much better for you guys? I'm having a camera angle issue.
Yep.
um, so I get it. That I think I think one of the botches that you said that you probably saw as much as I did was Kofi Kingston.
Yes.
Okay. Let me kind of walk you back through this actual pay-per-view. After the show, I went out there. I went home. I went to the couch after the show. I passed out. I fell asleep. Told you guys, little up and down lately. Feel much better today. But yesterday I went to the couch. I fell asleep. Woke up around 6 o'clock, and as I got dinner ready, I sat down, turned on the kickoff show, listened to the Armchair Booking podcast, which is available on YouTube, and I was watching the kickoff. Thank goodness there was no kickoff matches, but it took a solid 20 minutes from when the actual Royal Rumble started to the first match because the long entrance down to the ring, both of them. First of all, we noticed that this was actually a thing back on the day one pay-per-view, and they did it again. The champion comes out before everyone else. They did that to Big E. And I
Mm-hmm.
felt that Roman Reigns should have came out last. Now, I think it made perfect sense because, Seth Rollins is trying to play mind games with Roman Reigns. He's coming out as the Shield through the crowd once, trying to get in his mind. And I love the storyline that they have. But I will tell you this, I am not, when you sit there and your champion comes out number one instead of number two in this scenario, it's a big disrespectful fight.
It's disgraceful.
It is.
I always grew up with champion entering second, not first. I like you said, you totally understand the storyline. Going in it, the
Mhm.
storytelling, to get into Roman's head, it worked. But like you said, it's disrespectful, it's disgraceful,
Mhm.
and it shouldn't have happened.
I texted you this last night. I fell
Mm-hmm.
asleep during the entrance.
Yeah.
I took a little cat nap. I fell asleep in the middle of Roman Reigns' entrance, and I woke up right when Seth Rollins got into the ring. That's how long that entrance was. It was also long enough for me to fall asleep right when the Royal Rumble started, the men's Royal Rumble. Then I woke up towards the end of the match.
Mm.
So I, there are some glimpses. I try to, you try to stay positive. It is the match that kick you off to WrestleMania. Answer me this though, okay? Before we bring Jake on, because I want him to give an overall opinion before we start breaking down those matches. Did the winners of the Royal Rumble matches, did they have, did the WWE take away from two athletes that really needed the matches more than those two who won last night?
I mean, the storylines there, it worked, but still, again, um, people who really deserved it, such as Liv Morgan,
Okay.
could have won that. Um, I don't really know anybody in the men who really,
Omos?
I Omos, yeah,
The reason
Omos,
why I say this here is because we sit there and I mean, even Armchair Booking said this yesterday. And the only reason I'm mentioning it back to Armchair Booking is because they made a valid point. You don't have many people in that roster right now that are as elevated as a Bobby Lashley or as a Roman Reigns or as a Seth Rollins. And winning the Royal Rumble put you up almost at that level. At least it gives you that push. And so Drew McIntyre, great, but he's been dealing with the neck injuries. I wouldn't throw him out there right away. Sheamus, time has come and gone. Big E and Kofi Kingston, they're taking them a step back. So realistically, I mean, listen, I understand it's great, but here's for the men's, I could have gave you two other scenarios of how you could have booked that match going forward because you know exactly where it's headed. At least unless something changes, and it couldn't change. But in my fan experience, here we know where that is headed.
right.
So before I bring Jake on to get his overall thoughts, would you like to announce now the men and women's winners as well as what you were originally going to pick yesterday?
Yeah. So I'm going to announce the winners, right? So, the women's winner was Ronda Rousey. I can see why she won. Um, Brock Lesnar won the men's Royal Rumble. So, and the reason why I was going to choose Brock Lesnar yesterday before I was, I had to pick off the list. Um, because the storyline fit. You know, day one, Brock Lesnar was announced that he was a part of Monday Night Raw, but before that, there was rumors of the main event of WrestleMania was still going to be Roman and Brock, and the only way for that to happen was for Brock Lesnar to win the Royal Rumble.
Okay.
And I talked to Jake about this days before that show yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
and he understood why I was saying that.
And I understand why you were saying that too. The only thing I would tell you is that when we come back from our break, and I'll bring Jake on here in a second, but the only reason why I say that is because, like I said, and you need to understand, it's an understanding of the people that was on the list currently available in the list. He wasn't on the list until after he lost that match.
And as far as Ronda Rousey,
The social
no,
media, come on.
social media.
She practically
That's
said that she was going to win the match before she even entered in the Rumble.
and that's why I chose Ronda, because of all the I'm gonna use that word, stupid rumors and spoilers that should have never been out. I'm with you. I hate spoilers. I
Right.
want the Royal Rumble supposed to be surprises.
Absolutely. I agree with you. Jake, overall thoughts. I know you kind of got to a late start. How you
Yeah.
doing over there, bub? Late
Well,
start, just overall thoughts because we will break it down here in this hour.
Honestly, I did check everything out this morning, and one thing I will say is I do love the Roman versus Seth storytelling. I love how they had that happening. I also, if I'm being honest with you, I will say the women's Royal Rumble match was probably one of the best Royal Rumble matches of the night, to say the least.
Okay.
And even though everyone was distracted by Roman interfering between Brock and Bobby, I actually really enjoyed that match. I really enjoyed it, to say the least.
I
For
didn't,
me,
because it wasn't about Roman interfering. It was about Paul Heyman somehow turning on Brock Lesnar once again.
yeah, and that was that as well. The only things I really didn't like, um, I didn't really find the women's championship match really good. As much as I hate to say it. Obviously, the mixed tag team match was a little bit of a lackluster. And oh boy, do I want to get my thoughts on this. Bully Ray Jr. is what y'all have been calling me as of late. The men's Royal Rumble. Okay, first of all, I love the fact that we saw Shinsuke and AJ Styles start off the match. I'm like,
Mhm.
okay, yeah, this is great. But then all of a sudden you have Johnny Knoxville coming out looking like a bum superhero. You have no surprises. Oh, and by the way, Bad Bunny was the MVP of that match for what he did.
Oh gosh.
And hold on. And Trey heard my thoughts on this, and I'm gonna share my thoughts to you guys. Let's talk about one of the individuals in that match, shall we? Rick Boogs, is however the hell you want to call
Mm,
him, was
you
probably
look like
one of the
a
most
you.
wasted
Oh
individuals
my
I've ever
goodness.
seen because there was a lot of things he could have done, but he never
Hmm.
did. He was just being a show off, and that was probably one of the dumbest parts. And don't not even to mention the fact that I really enjoyed Drew McIntyre. I told you yesterday he was gonna return, and he did. And but the only thing I really hated more than anything was Madcap Moss eliminating AJ Styles. Are you freaking kidding me? And then of course Brock winning the Royal Rumble. So that's my thoughts on last night's
Well,
Royal
we're gonna
Rumble.
get a
It's
chance to break all of that down. You guys sit tight. I'll bring you guys back on here in a minute after break. But hey, thank you guys for tuning in on our YouTube channel. Hit that like, share, subscribe button. Leave us a comment down below. I know Armchair Booking, Stumpify Gaming. We'll all get to some of those comments here later on in the evening. Hang in there. Hour number one's all about the Rumble and that recap, and the hour number two is all about the NFC AFC Championships and what's going on. We will be right back. Stay tuned. We'll take you up till midnight right here on the Jay and Trey podcast.
I'm somewhere in the middle, try to find myself again. But life is one big riddle of the future and what's been. Guess it's the way it goes, and I will never know why you let me go. Look to the left, look to the right, nothing can stop me in the night, like I am leaving all the bad stuff and trying to remain so strong. I know it's good if I'm alone. I got it, I gotta go, running into better times. Go, from my emotions I'll go, running into better times, to better times, to better times, to better times, to better times. Better times, to better times, to better times. Remember I was laughing in all the photos that you took, but now it looks like acting, like we were fiction in a book. Guess it's the way it goes, and I will never know why you let me go. Look to the left, look to the right, nothing can stop me in the night, like I am leaving all the bad stuff and trying to remain so strong. I know it's good if I'm alone. I got it, I gotta go, running into better times. Go, from my push over limits with you right now. Gotta get it right now. Yeah, push over limits with you right now.
I don't know. Are we playing an I Spy game this entire show? I don't know what you
Yes,
guys are
we
talking about.
are.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know. It's something gorgeous, I'm going to say.
I know. All I know is I
Oh,
see a glare. Let me put it that way. I see a glare. That's all I know. I don't know what else you're talking about.
you see Greg where?
I don't know. You tell me. All right. Hey, listen. And there we go. All right. What do you want to begin? How do you want to begin the Rumble match? What do we want to talk about first?
Let's talk about the first match. Let's go down the line.
All right, let's go down the lane. Let's Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins.
Mhm.
This was a 15-minute entrance from both. I mean, just both of them. And
Was it really 15 minutes long?
it felt like an hour and a half. I think it took like 10 minutes for both of them to get down to the ring. I mean, at
Wow.
least. All right, do we want to jump right into the end, because it was a nice, brutal match. It was very physical. Obviously, Roman Reigns had emotions, and that Seth Rollins had peaked out for quite some time over the last few weeks. And this has kind of been a match that Seth Rollins has wanted for actually, I don't know, 6 to 7 months, I believe, ever since Edge won the Royal Rumble match last year. Almost, it kind of, at least in
About a
my
year.
eyes. So, here's what I'll tell you. I saw a different Roman that and I say a big if, they are going to eventually have Roman Rock, you need to have this type of Roman happen. You saw Roman lost it. You saw God mode go, be uncontrollable and get away from his priorities, right? In 734 days, he finally lost a match.
So, in my opinion, I love the performance from the both of them. They really put on a great match. It's good storytelling. But I'm gonna say one thing I did not like was the finish. I felt like maybe there should have been maybe a Kevin Owens interruption. I don't think it should have ended in a disqualification. I understand why, due to what happened after the match, because he basically snapped.
Okay, but let me
Um,
ask you this. Let's paint the picture here. We've talked about this for the last couple months. The possibility of a Roman and Rock, right? I think we are still hypothetically talking about the match for next year. If that is to happen, Roman needs to kind of overstep his yard. He needs to kind of overdo it and maybe get a little too, hey, it's God mode. This is me. I run the joint. No one's going to get in my way. No one's going to get to me. And Seth Rollins is the first guy that got to him. And you're going to see this. If they play this out right, this is what the WWE does want to do. And I sure hope they do it, because I think a lot of people want to see that, especially next year, because that's going to be in Hollywood, right?
yeah.
Then you're going to see Roman Reigns throughout the year have moments where he does snap like that and it gets too much for him. That's when The Rock comes in, says, hey, you need to take it down and be, remember who you are. Right?
Yeah. I totally understand. No, he needs to be snapping like this. He needs to have a different attitude like he did last night.
Right.
No, Seth Rollins really got into his head, emotionally.
Okay.
Talking about backstabbing him along with John Moxley.
Mhm.
And that really made him snapped. A snap. And
Let me ask
I
you
loved it.
this question. Let me ask you this. Did he also maybe purposely disqualify himself because maybe there was doubts of beating Seth Rollins, and if he got counted out that way, he could have avoided a clean win.
Yes.
Because if he lost, he still wins the title, and he's still the champion. So, I mean, maybe he did that intentionally, knowing that if he, hey, this is a time not only to take my anger out of him, but if I lose, then I'm still champion.
Yeah, I think he had doubt that, he couldn't beat Seth.
Mhm.
He's lost many, many battles with Seth over his career. And no, like I keep saying, he was in his head. And I think that was the only way he knew he could get out of this, was to um find a way to get himself disqualified. Um but like I said, I don't like that finish.
I
I
mean, we don't have to
understand
like
why.
it, but I mean, I feel like now this possibly sets up if they want to take it further. Jake, would you have that match end off any differently?
Honestly, the way I feel about it is, if you look at Roman, if you look at Seth, I mean, honestly, you don't want to put babyface Seth immediately after just losing to Roman. I think, if anything, this is actually a really good decision from both Roman and the WWE Seth, because honestly, do you really want Seth to lose? Do you want Roman to lose? I mean, you can't afford to have either one of them to lose. So I understand the disqualification decision on that
So
one.
going into the match, just real quick, going into the match, who was your heel? Who was your baby face? Because I kind of feel both of them were kind of heels at the time. For a moment, Roman Reigns was being portrayed as a baby face because how Seth Rollins was antagonizing him. Who walked compared to who walked in as a baby face and heel, who walked out as a heel baby face? Because I felt like those two roles flipped instantly as soon as that match was over with.
So excuse me, sorry about that. So if you look at it this way, before the match, I mean, I would have said Roman would be the face and then Seth would be the heel because of my tactics. My tactics that Seth has been doing over the last couple of weeks or so.
Mhm.
But then, like you said before, at the end of the match, it was like the roles have been reversed. I mean, but at the same time, that was perfect storytelling for both Roman and Seth because they're looking back at the Shield days. I always love it when they do stuff like that. Bring them back to what, like about 8 years ago, I believe. Probably more than that. But either way, though, I feel like this is a huge chance for both men to be able to make an impact. And honestly, Seth, it had to be done because do you really want to see Seth
Oh,
going to be babyface?
and I
No.
and I get that. I completely do. Let me ask you this though, because we just talked about how, like I said, hypothetically, if the Rock and Roman saga comes on next year, this is that first step where I felt like Roman finally went over cross boundaries, and he's gonna have to do that a few more times this year to kind of maybe spark something before maybe the Rock comes back in. Hey, listen, I get it, all power, but you're taking it way too far, man. You need to take a step back. Maybe power is over pressuring him. I know it's cheesy, but I'm just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
But also let me ask you this. I know we want to go in order, but I feel like this next match is sets up with this match combined. Roman Reigns prevents Brock Lesnar from winning, his match, costing him the WWE Championship. This all rolls in together back to Brock and Roman at Mania. Jake, I mean, it was Bobby and Brock was a good match. They grappled a little bit at the beginning, and I mean, they both sold a little bit, but they both got up and they did their thing. And I liked both of their performance. And I mean, I had nothing bad to say about that. And you'd finally see Paul Heyman turn on Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, because the way I feel about it is it's like, whenever first the whole thing between Paul and Roman was, Trey kept saying, I do not trust Paul Heyman. I do not trust him. He said it for like the longest period of time. I do not trust him. And the thing is, for as long as I know about Paul Heyman, is you never know what he's going to do. And last night, he pretty much showed that he was still on Roman's side, and he's got his little henchman back with the
Mm-hmm.
bloodline, so to speak. So I look forward to seeing how this is going to go. As far as Bobby being champion, I congrats to him. I think he's now a 2-time champion now. So hey,
Right.
I mean,
It kind of
And
almost
keep doing what you're
wonder
doing.
why, just real quick,
But the
why
thing
would they
is,
even go
though,
back to the point of, hey, take the title off of Bobby for Big E, and then, it was such a, I mean, it felt like the last 3 or 4 months was completely waste of time, especially on the wrong, on the Raw side. I mean, Trey, Paul Heyman is back and forth with Brock and Roman. He's finally choosing Roman's side. I don't feel like you could go back to Brock anymore. And yet again, Brock doesn't necessarily need Paul because he's been handling his own very well. Promo wise, in ring. I like this new Brock that we're seeing. Maybe Brock underestimated Paul, but I mean, hey, listen, which one's worse? Which one's worse? Trusting Paul or trusting Kevin Owens? I mean,
Justin Paul.
oh,
No, he's got a history of lying. But so this goes on with this match, the two matches. So we'll find out tomorrow who Brock. We'll hopefully find out who Brock picks tomorrow night. But if Brock Lesnar chooses Roman, does that set up for a potential rematch with Seth and Roman at Elimination Chamber? Because you ain't gonna have Brock versus Roman at Elimination Chamber.
no.
This will be a Mania match, though. This is, I mean, you think about this. Whoever Brock chooses is either Bobby or it's Roman. Obviously, right now we're seeing the path go down to Roman. But that's a Mania match. That's not happened now. Here's the one thing I sure hope they don't do this year at Mania is make it a triple threat match. That's one thing I sure hope they don't do. I'm sorry. I want to see a Roman and Brock. That's it. I don't want to see Seth Rollins. And I feel like that would be one of the implications on how to get them into that match is by
And
that
I do
happening.
and I do not want to see a Brock versus Drew McIntyre versus Roman Reigns because I
No.
know he's gonna say something.
Hold on. What a coincidence they just said that because I did see some papers of what could potentially be one of the match cards for WrestleMania,
No.
and I
I
told
don't-
Trey this, and it looked like it could be a triple threat. It could be Roman, Brock, and Drew. Is
Like
what
this needs
it
to
could
be just Brock and Roman inside a Hell in a Cell. Like that's how you just got to go this route. Like finish the saga off in a Hell in a Cell. Title just goes. I mean,
And I agree.
I agree.
I don't
Well,
think.
I
What the
agree.
heck?
Listen, I think that you need to keep Seth and Kevin Owens on Raw. Don't forget, Seth is on Raw. I don't know. I really don't feel that Drew McIntyre. He needs to go after Shinsuke because someone got to take the title off the IC title. Got to take the IC title away and start defending it more often. I think that that's Drew McIntyre right now.
Yeah, I agree. I agree wholeheartedly.
I mean, when was the last time Shinsuke defended that title?
Never. Never.
WrestleMania?
I'm gonna tell you right now, WrestleMania Night 2, I think.
When he actually won it?
Yes, and I'm gonna say this that Sami
No,
Zayn actually won a chance to
hold
fight
up.
him.
Yeah, but the thing is though is that you can't keep Rick Boogs away from Shinsuke, so that's why you have
I
people.
mean, listen, I don't listen. We booed him. I don't know. Someone needs to take the title off of Shinsuke. If he's not defending it on SmackDown, then they need to take it out away from him. To be honest, I'm sorry. I understand 1 month, 2 months, maybe 3 months is testing the waters for me, but a whole year, come on.
It's getting really ridiculous.
Whatever happened to the 30-day non-complete clause or whatever?
Yeah.
You have to freaking defend.
It went
your
out the
title
window ever
within-
since Brock Lesnar won.
There's no such thing as that. There's no such
There
thing as
used
that
to be. So
anymore.
yeah,
They don't
back
really-
about a decade ago, before Brock Lesnar came back and won the title, there used to be that 30-day clause. If you didn't compete in 30 days, if you did not defend that title every 30 days, then you automatically vacate it by default.
Right.
Yep.
Unless WWE pre-approved it because you had an upcoming match like a week later or something like that. Like that's the only time you could do that. But and then I mean that goes to say also for the rematch clause also.
And I
don't know
hate
what
to say this, I hate to say this, but the 24/7 championships is defended more than the Intercontinental Championship.
That's sad. That is
It
very,
is
very
sad.
sad. And yet, the Intercontinental Championship is one of the most supposed to be one of the most prestigious mid card championship there is. I mean, like we all know the history of it. I'm not going to say it,
We do.
but that championship does need to be defended.
I agree. Hey, listen, I want to get your guys' thoughts on the Men Royal Rumble match because Brock Lesnar did win it. We saw some good performances by some people. Omos came out, cleared out the ring. But Bad Bunny, shoot, impressed me. Johnny Knoxville looked like he shouldn't belong there. Gosh, I'm telling you that. But hey, listen, we're going to cover all that and more. Stay tuned. We still got bench one another. I think it's what? 8-3, 7-3. No, 8-3.
8-3.
8-3. Another Royal Rumble question coming up bottom of the hour here. Stay tuned. You guys are listening to the Jay and Trey podcast.
I want to be there and baby dance the night away. I let my head down if I won. Don't you just get tired chasing fame and being pretty all the time? Doesn't sound like fun. You can do better. Let me show you what a good time looks like. You can do better. You can do better. Let me show you what a good time looks like. You can do better. I dare you to be wilder. Let me show you what a good time looks like. To be silly, baby, dance the night away. I'll kick my shoes off if I want. Let yourself be free and maybe you will find that there is more to life than being pretty. Honey, let's just face it. Baby, let your head down, be a little wilder. Baby, kick your shoes off, you don't have to hide it. Baby, let your head down, be a little wilder. Baby, kick your shoes off, don't hide it. I don't fit into your box, beauty queens without no flaws. You can do better, I dare you to be wilder. I don't fit into your box, beauty queens without no flaws. You can do better, I dare you to be wilder. I don't fit into your box, beauty queens without no flaws. You can do better, I dare you to be wilder. I don't fit into your box, beauty queens without no flaws. You can do better, I dare you to be wilder.
I just want to take this moment, and I've been reading some armchair bookings comments in the comment center. We'll get to some of them here in a second. Trey, you sent me something. I just want to give a congratulations and a shout out to Nikki Victory in NWF.
Yes.
She is making her AEW YouTube television debut. What, next weekend?
Tomorrow night.
No, I think it's tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night, if you head on over to AEW Dark on YouTube, NWF's Nikki Victory, and filling content, she just teamed up with Star Rider for the last month in a tag team feud, and I'm like, now she's on getting an opportunity with AEW, and I'm like, oh my goodness, man, that's awesome. That's just to see our own talent. It's like watching going to a Florence Yall's game, and next you know they're playing first base for the Reds. I mean, it's like, dude, you know them, you talk to them, you just got done taking a picture with them. I mean,
right. Congratulations to her. I hope she does well, and
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to hopefully finding a way to see it.
Well, it's on YouTube. It's free. You just got to subscribe. I mean,
And not only that, but yet her opponent, for what people who don't understand who she's facing, she's taking on the Dark Order's Anna Jay.
that's a really good, honestly, comparison there. So I'm excited, and that's like I don't watch the dark episodes, so this is the reason for me to tune in and watch. Anyone
Oh yeah.
who's an NWF Army fan needs to be tuning into this one. I was just reading over some armchair booking stuff. They're going to be recapping the Royal Rumble, tomorrow night on their YouTube channel and audio streaming services. They just posted up. We talked about the IC title on our Rumble preview. Shinsuke might surprise HTM's record for the longest single reign. I would be pleased by this. Yes, I would, but let's be honest. Only if he's defending it once a month. If you're not
And he's
defending it,
not.
I have no respect for someone who's not defending that title. And I get it. It's not. I don't think it's his fault. No one's booking that title to be defended either. This is Creative's team. Nothing to do with Shinsuke. So I can't I can't sit there and really bash. And it's actually surprised. He's not surprised.
And the thing is
or
Shinsuke
surpassed.
even has a number one contender, and he's still not defending it.
Yeah. I mean, I want to say maybe he's defended it twice, but on SmackDown, like it rarely, like it's so less that you haven't even noticed it. But I'm just, listen, the fact that he's not defending it more often, it's not known. I'm getting upset at the. I'm getting upset at the the creative team. Let me put it that way, right?
I mean, and maybe he's defending it on house shows, but that's ridiculous.
No.
They
They don't count. They don't count.
Right.
I mean, I think I just saw a house show booking where like all titles were up for grabs. Even Becky Lynch was defending her title. I mean,
that
Well,
stuff doesn't count.
all right. So let me
Well-
ask you guys this: we had a total of 12 surprises enter in that was non-announced.
Hmm?
So I call them surprises for the Rumble matches, both men and women. Anyone shocked you the most?
Ooh. Yes. I'm gonna name
Don't-
two.
Don't tell me Ronda.
No, it's not. Surprisingly, it's not.
Okay.
Cameron.
Okay. I know we talked a little bit about it yesterday. I liked her role, how she came in,
Yes.
and I think it worked perfect in the storyline.
And Melina.
Melina. I think that was a little shocking. Yeah.
I loved it.
Jake?
For me personally, it had to been Melina as well, but I wouldn't say. sorry about that. I will say this. So, if I had to pick, like, I wouldn't say this is like a surprise, but what happened, it was a surprise. I gotta say Mickey James, but not only that, but yet because she brought in her hardcore country thing, and she hold on. And not only that, but yet she also brought in the Impact of Knockout Women's Championship.
That's not a surprise entry. So you got to choose
To
a
me-
surprise. No. She was already announced. You surprised one of the seven.
Okay,
Yeah.
hold on. Okay,
No,
Justin, calm down. Hold on.
No.
Let me say-
No.
Hold on.
Jake,
Hold on.
if I can't
Okay.
pick who I wanted to pick yesterday,
Oh my
you have to
gosh.
go by the rules too,
You
Jakey.
too. Okay, you two, calm the heck down. I was about to get into surprises, so don't at me right now, okay? Okay, so shut up and let Jake do what
Hey,
speak, all right?
hey, PG
Okay.
now.
Okay, so as I was saying before I got rudely interrupted by you two clowns, if I had to pick as far as the surprise entrant, oh my gosh, I would say, I guess Cameron too, just because I'm not really a fan of hers, but yet the way that she put it in the storyline was all right, I guess.
Weren't you also expecting her? Didn't you can't throw it out there? Or who threw that out there? Trey or
I
you?
did.
You did.
I
Very
did.
good.
All right. I just want to throw this out there. I was surprised. It had to be in the
Difficult, ain't it?
women's section. Yeah. I mean, Molly Holly and the character that she brought out to work with
Mighty
Nikki
Molly.
Ash.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And then Ivory. And the reason why I say Ivory is because she held that microphone and she was talking the entire time, even after she got thrown out. She took a bump and she was still talking. I was like, oh my goodness, like nothing was affected by her.
Wasn't
I
she
don't.
right to censor Ivory?
Huh?
Wasn't she right to censor Ivory?
I don't know. I mean, it
Yeah, she
felt like she
was,
felt
wasn't
like
she?
she was like like the IRS. I felt like she dressed up like the IRS, came out and just started talking.
That was the right to censor because
Was
that
that?
was the whole that was because it was like because you had the guys dressed up with like a white
Mm-hmm.
button up and
Yes.
ties and
And she
black
called
black.
everyone girls and disappointed. And then even as who was throwing her out, even as she was getting thrown out, she was still
Rhea
preaching
Ripley.
and she was still being talked and she was still talking while she hit the ground. Like who?
Mm-hmm.
I think that was really entertaining.
I don't want to, disrespect your pick, but
Okay,
to me, Ivory was a total waste of space.
it was so.
You
I mean,
know,
it gave me the two. So I think when you got to even it out, it gave me the women's like a 2 second of fame. I
yeah.
think there's always a selected of opponents like Knoxville and Sami Zayn, how they came into the men's match and they kind of they kind of went through the sequence and then they both got eliminated. It kind of give you that 5 minutes of entertainment. Molly Holly did the same thing where, she came out as a superhero, like she used to for a while.
Yeah.
And then Nikki ASH attacked her for that reason, and hey, there could only be one superhero. Could we see Nikki ASH and Molly Holly tomorrow?
We
Please,
could.
please,
Um,
please.
I want to say that WWE to me wasted a space putting Ivory in that match. Because
Okay.
they could have booked, let's just say, Alexa Bliss,
Yeah,
Oscar,
I mean,
Bailey.
Lacey Evans.
Trish Stratus.
Bailey.
Bailey is not
I think she's still up on
fully
the shelf
cleared
right
yet.
now. Yeah.
They could have put Trish Stratus in it. To
Okay.
me, Ivory was a waste of space. Just saying.
I don't disagree.
No, I
All
don't
right. So
disagree with it.
before we get more into the the men's Royal Rumble here, um, how do I put this in easily? Um, it was too choreographed. Between 1 and 10, you had to start off. You had AJ and Shinsuke, right? A WrestleMania rematch, kind of, say this at least, right? For a while.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then at the end of that 10, you had Johnny Knoxville and, Sami Zayn highlight the 1 through 10 athletes. And then you had Omos highlight the 11 through 20 athletes. And then you had Bad Bunny highlight the 21 to, 27. And then Brock Lesnar comes in and finishes the rest. I felt everything was set up. It didn't feel like it just organically happened. I felt like there was a lot of choreographed at how things happen. I get it. That's how it usually runs in. The person that comes in before you usually give each other about 15 seconds of fame. Come in and do what you want to do. But there was not enough. I felt like everything was. You could have easily told everything was pre-scripted.
Yes.
And then this leads me to Brock Lesnar winning. He wins it, and he's taking an opportunity from somebody else that probably could be elevated in that sense to go to main event WrestleMania. Here's my thing: if you wanted Brock Lesnar and Roman at Mania, how I would play it. Brock goes into Elimination Chamber. He goes to Saudi Arabia. He dominates the cage, and everyone becomes the next number one contender. Especially if you're going to make it a triple threat match. I go and throw them that way.
See, I disagree with you.
He does not need to win the Rumble match in order. I mean, what else does he have to elevate himself to?
Like I said, I'm going to disagree with you. So okay. So Randy Orton,
Okay.
he's won twice.
Okay.
Edge has won twice.
Okay.
Stone Cold has won more times.
Okay.
Why can't Brock?
The Undertaker only won once. Batista won
Oh,
once.
okay.
Rey Mysterio won once.
No, Batista won twice.
No, he did win
Yeah.
twice. You're right. Rey Mysterio,
Triple H.
The Undertaker.
Triple H only Triple H only won one once.
And one-
Okay.
Never mind.
So what's your
No,
point?
twice.
Winning
It's-
I know, but here's the thing: the WWE is lacking of up level talent, right?
I agree with that.
Out of those 29 men, having one of them win that Rumble match that is not Brock Lesnar elevates their career upfold. Brock Lesnar is a Hall of Famer. He is an unanimous Hall of Famer in everyone's books. He's done everything you can accomplish. Yes, maybe this is retribution for having Roman Reigns cost him, but you know what you do? You enter you make a number one contender. I'm just throwing this out there. You make a number one contenders match for the Extreme Rules match, in Elimination Chamber, and Brock Lesnar gets his way in, pin Sami Zayn for all I care. Get in it that way. You could have gave it to someone else that needs it more than Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar doesn't need it anymore.
See, my thing is, okay, so how would you do that if Brock Lesnar is on Raw? You figured
He's not
that
on
they
Raw.
would
He's a
do-
free
Yes,
agent.
He
He
is.
could jump,
No, he's
but he
not.
could jump. No, he could jump back and forth. As he doesn't have the title no more. He is a free agent. If he wants to, he could show up. He doesn't have to show up on Raw no more. He could go to SmackDown if he wants to. He's not penciled in on Raw.
Okay, did you watch the Raw the night after day one?
He said he was still a free agent. He's just
He
now
actually, they actually said he is a Raw member, officially
right.
a
So
Raw
because
member.
he holds the title, he has to declare himself to that brand. But he is a free agent. They've been saying that. Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar says, "Hey, I am still a free agent." That's how he got into the fatal four-way match to begin with.
Right, but the night after they said he's a
Okay.
member of the Raw roster.
Right, because he has the
So
WWE
therefore-
Championship. Now he
So-
lost it. Now he's a free agent again. He's a
so
free agent now.
therefore, he is still a member of the Raw roster.
Okay, so
How
listen to
can
me.
how-
Listen to me.
You listen
You're
to
not
me.
listening to me. You're trying.
You're
trying.
not listening to me.
Let me tell you this, Jake. Maybe clear this up. When he won the WWE Championship, that was specifically on the Raw brand, correct?
That is
Therefore,
correct. Yes.
because he holds it, he has to be on Raw. He does not
Yes.
obtain that WWE Championship, which makes him back to his original status, which is a free agent.
Did WWE
Yep.
announce that? No, they did not.
Brock Lesnar's announced that.
Hold on. But the thing
Before
is,
that-
though, hold on, you little caveman midget. You gotta calm down because let me tell you this. Like,
Hey,
I'm gonna agree on
Jake,
Justin with it.
We're
Hold
just
on.
having a good old, back and forth thing. Don't need no Jake to get involved.
It's just like, okay, here's my other pet peeve. You want to talk about pet peeves? You just announced, you told me the other day that Big E has been somehow traded to SmackDown.
Yes.
Who are
yes,
your managers on Raw and SmackDown? There's no identified manager for the SmackDown roster. There's no identified manager for SmackDown. They are being shared by Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville, which, by the way, one of them actually is an active wrestler. I mean, come on, like, there's no organization. How can you be drafted or traded? And then yet again, this is like, what is this? Is this baseball? Oh, someone to be named later? What the heck?
I guess. I guess on this one, the way I feel about before we even get to that, the thing is that Justin is right. If you hold the WWE Championship, you must be committed on Raw, regardless if you're a free agent or not. So
Go ahead and agree with him. Go ahead and agree with him. When you don't
I'm
even
not-
watch Raw.
Okay.
You don't even watch
Okay.
Raw. Back up. Back up,
I never
bro.
watched AEW. You want to go down that way? But anyway, we'll get to that later because right now I'm agreeing with Justin on this one because if you're
course
going
you
to be
are.
a champion, hold on, let me finish, please. I hate being interrupted. Okay, as I was trying to say is if you stop laughing, if you hold a championship, either in Raw or SmackDown, you must be committed in one of the shows. You can't be committed to both of them. Because that's not fair to any of the other wrestlers who can hold that championship and go to two different shows. Okay, so that's why Brock was focused on Raw. He only made that
Well,
one
it's going to
little
be
appearance
interesting
on
because this
SmackDown.
now free agent is going to be on Raw tomorrow night, which we're going to.
Okay,
Hey,
Jake,
last question for
go
me.
on to your AEW and let the
Let
real
me ask you
WWE
guys.
fans
Let me
talk.
ask you guys this question before we play
Your
Bench with
microphone is
another.
messed up. Your microphone is messed up. Your
My
mic is messed up.
microphone messed up.
Yes, your microphone is
Yes,
messed up.
it is. It
Oh my
is.
goodness.
It sounds like you're talking from a far away. But anyways, okay.
Better.
But like I said, yes. Go ahead and say what you're saying.
I'm trying to help you guys out. I don't want you guys to have to get ear bleeds because of me yelling at you. Let me ask you this question here: Ronda Rousey, the women's winner,
Yep.
she wins after she bashes the WWE. Remember when she left? She bashed the WWE, and what does the WWE do? They give her the main event at WrestleMania.
Yeah, that's goofy on WWE's part.
I
But
don't believe, I don't mind her coming back. It got the pop, but see, and I don't mind these winners, but I felt they've done them for all the wrong reasons. And I get it. You're trying to sell out both nights at WrestleMania, and this is probably steps that you need to take to do so. But come on, like let's be honest with each other. I'd rather put out authentic entertainment than just try to give people what they want. You are doing nothing for me to elevating what superstars were elevated last night. Maybe the only person I could think of is Doudrop, which carried her own weight during Becky Lynch title match. No one else elevated in my eyes last night. Maybe
No.
an Austin Theory who, okay, he lasted a little long, almost 30 minutes in his first Rumble match.
I mean, it wasn't bad, at least. But
I mean,
the thing,
I'm gonna tell you two people that I think that should have won instead of Brock.
Okay.
And it's not gonna be no Omos. There's not gonna be no Austin Theory.
Okay.
I think these two should be in the main event. My first one, Baron Corbin.
Huh?
He's been in WWE for a while.
Yeah, but
he has not won any
You're right. Can I tell you the reason why it will never be Baron Corbin? Is because he screwed up big time with the Money in the Bank.
Right.
That's
and also they're not booking him very well.
All right. He will be better booked as a homeless person again. All right, one more other person.
My second person?
Yes.
Damian Priest.
Why?
Okay. But I don't think you can't have him with two personas. That's not working anymore. I'm sorry. Either it has to be Damian or it has to be Priest. It can't be both. Come on.
Okay. If we're going to talk about as far as the Royal Rumble is concerned, then let's go ahead and talk about the Royal Rumble. My picks, who should have won besides Brock Lesnar. To me, number one is going to be AJ Styles because I feel like, to me, even though he's already accomplished enough in WWE, the one thing he hasn't accomplished was becoming a Royal Rumble winner. I mean, that could have been a thing where he could have added to his height of his accomplishments in WWE. To me, and as far as the second one, and I might be called ridiculous or stupid by this, but I'm gonna have to say Drew McIntyre to say the least because for one, he came back from the neck injury, and two, I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing the Scottish Warrior make.
Didn't he already win the Rumble?
He won it 2 years ago, but I wouldn't mind seeing it again. I mean, that's just who I'm picking.
And then listen, I get it. I just feel like AJ Styles, if he would have won it, he should have done it back at the beginning. And they kind of bypass on this opportunity. I don't know if they're going to pencil him in. I mean, he's already talking about when he wants to retire. And I think he wants to pick and select his matches. I don't know if there's another title run in his future while his time is there. I sure hope so, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know if that's enough to main event a WrestleMania match, especially with the guys who hold the title right now. I don't know if he can elevate himself with a Bobby Lashley. I could see it more with the Roman Reigns, but he's still going to lose.
I mean, what about a Kevin Owens?
Yeah, I would definitely.
What about an Austin Theory?
No. All
Since
right,
Vince
all right.
McMahon is so hyped up on him.
What about a Rick Boogs?
Hey, what about a Greg
No.
Holland or Ridge Holland?
No.
What about Sheamus?
Blech.
No. I
What about
His
I-
time
I-
is gone. Diamond pass. I mean,
like
I'm sorry.
like he said, and his time's done.
What about
But then,
a hold on. What about a Ricochet?
Yeah, no, not. It doesn't fit with who's up there right now.
I still am a Kevin Owens fan.
Apparently
Shut
not.
up.
Apparently you're not.
I'm still a Kevin Owens fan. Shut up.
All right, you know what time it is? It's time to play bench one another. You guys ready for this game?
It's time for me to bench Jake.
Bench one
What's
another.
happening?
This is a question game. First person to get 3 correct wins. And we are going to finish off the Royal Rumble topics, go back to other sports coming up here next week. But it is 8-2.
Yep.
8-2. Jake.
Yep.
Winner,
8-2.
first person to 8-3. Jake, sorry, thank you. The
But
winner
okay.
The winner will get a $50 gift card of their choosing. We talked about this back on Friday. Today's category is Royal Rumble. Last but not least, this has only been updated since before yesterday's Royal Rumble. So I can't include yesterday's Rumble on top of that. But name the most eliminations in a career. Got the top 10 here. So since you lost, you go first.
I want. So I got a question. Is this men and women?
Just men. Most
Just men.
top 10 men with the most eliminations in their career.
Kane.
Kane sits at number 1 with 46.
The Big Show.
The Big Show sits at number 7 with 32.
Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns sits at number 8 with 32.
Braun Strowman.
Braun Strowman sits at number 5 with 33.
Shoot.
One more. Name the most eliminations in a career. The top 10 that doesn't include Royal Rumbles yesterday.
I'm going to say Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan for the win, and that is correct. With 27, he sits at number 9. I'm gonna give each of you. I'm gonna give Jake. I'm gonna give you 2 more. Guesses if you want to fill in. Trey, I'll give you 1 more.
Okay.
All right. The Great Khali.
Great Crowley is incorrect.
So I am going to choose the person that is in the chat. Thank you to Jared. I am going to go with CM Punk.
That is incorrect.
What?
Oh my God.
This is your fault. He's probably
Oh
over
my
there
God.
laughing his
Oh
butt off
my
too.
God. You know better not to pay attention to the damn comments.
Let me put it this
Oh.
way: these next 5 people are all Hall of Famers,
All right, hang on.
and
hang
2
on.
of them, one of them has not been officially announced in the Hall of Fame yet.
I'm gonna go on a limb and say it's the Undertaker.
The Undertaker sits at number 2 with 44. I'm going to give you the rest of the 4. Sitting at number 10 is Randy Orton. He tied, at least before yesterday. I don't know if he eliminated anyone, but he tied Hulk Hogan at 27. Triple H sits at number 6 with 33. Number 4 is Stone Cold Steve Austin at 36. And at 41 elimination, sits at number 3 is Shawn Michaels.
Wow.
Yeah.
How does it feel to be benched, Jake?
I don't know. Come talk to me. Come talk to me.
That is correct. John Cena did have 22, but I'm looking for the top 10. So he didn't make the cut list here. All right, let's step away. Let's take a break. Listen. I'm going to tell you, Drake. I think this is a moment. I'm sorry. I will see you. Namaste, Jake. I will see you here back after the break. Okay. I think this is a moment, Trey.
Yeah.
Where I think drum rolls. Take it away.
Bengals to the Super Bowl.
Well, hey, you got to take it away all the way.
Rams who?
We'll go over AFC NFC Championships coming up next on the Jay and Trey podcast. All right. How do you think of that?
That was awesome.
I was actually searching that up on break time, and I really didn't even know that they had something like that. Jake is shaking his head down in the comments, and he's like, "Oh no!" I mean, what else? I mean,
I don't see it here.
They have another one here.
Cincinnati, we got a team right here in town. Ain't gonna ever let us down. They gonna beat them Bengals. They can pass and kick and run. Watching them is lots of fun. They gonna beat them Bengals. Block and tackle, watch them fall. We are here.
I've never heard of these songs before.
They gonna beat them Bengals. Favorite fun is where we play. Bengals start to get to stay. They gonna beat them Bengals. Nobody.
Okay, so I really don't know if those songs were like made like back in the 60s or 50s. I'm telling you, they sound pretty dang old. Hold on, I want to.
No, I was just thinking about this.
Yeah,
They just said that nobody's gonna beat the Bengals, and that includes the Rams too on the 13th.
Hey, I'm gonna be honest with you. Okay, so I tell you my story all the time, how I'm a Rams fan and how I become a Rams fan. And I swear I'm still telling you, something's glowing in the background. I just don't know what it is. Do you see something?
I do, and
I
it's
don't know what you're
very
talking about.
gorgeous.
Jake, do you see what's
I
glowing up
still
in the
see it.
background? I don't know what's going on. And I'm telling you, Trey, you're gonna be hold on, you're cut off for a minute. What? You're just pointing at me like all right, I'll bring you on in a second. Okay, give me a second. Relax. Just give me a second, okay? Chill. Uh so listen, I moved out here. I'm not saying I am a Cincinnati Bengals fan, but I do support the home team. I will give you that credit. Now, I'm trying to give you a unbiased opinion. Now, if I think the Bengals are going to be able to pull through it, I think so. I gave you a long shot this weekend and said, hey, the Bengals were going to win, right? I put that in my selection. And I was honestly terrified because once again, the 49ers outsold the tickets to the Rams. And they had to go silent count, all that stuff. But when I'm trying, like, listen, I give the bank. I'm not a bandwagon. I'm not signing up for the wagon tree. I will support them because they are, the closest team near me. I will support them also, if they're doing good. I will support any team that is doing good. I'll give you credit where credit's due. We saw a complete team. And listen, everyone says on social media, saw this on Twitter here moments ago. They repeated themselves. They were down at halftime back in the first game in week 17. They came back, they tied it up, and they won the game by a field goal. This time they took extra time. And I want to be honest with you, I was terrified when they went to overtime.
I was very freaking nervous that entire game. I was literally shaking. My heart was pounding like I was having a heart attack. And then it's like it was it 21-3 most of the first half. I was terrified.
I believe it was
mad.
Yeah, it was 21 to. It was actually, I believe it was 21-3. No.
Yeah, it got up to
The
20.
last time I remember was like 21-10. They were down by 11 points. I'm like, and it was like beginning of the fourth quarter, and I'm like, they still have time, but listen, let's say 13 seconds. You could take the joke however you want to say it, but 13 seconds is all what Patrick Mahomes needs, and they were banged up too.
I'm going to say one thing. Patrick Mahomes screwed up big time. Before the half, instead of going for it on fourth down, trying to be greedy, they should have just went to a field goal.
Right, but maybe they felt like they had a big enough lead that they could have sacrificed going for it, and try to extend that longevity. Y'all, obviously, we saw that come back to hurt them. I liked how the referees allowed them to play a little bit more. There was really a lot of times. I believe that even though the Bengals won the war, the Chiefs won the battle at the end.
Yes,
Let's be honest with you, because when they scored a touchdown, they looked like they were flawless. And it was really due to mistakes that the Chiefs defense underestimated them to allow the Bengals to come back.
No, they injured CJ.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was
and
like
hopefully
the
he's
end of the
okay.
first quarter. They revealed that he strained the MCL.
Okay.
I don't know if he will be medically cleared.
I'm going to be honest with you. That could be a test up in the air. I think that a couple cortisone shots and maybe some a lot of rest may get him back for one game, and then we may have to talk about maybe surgery at the end after the season. But you got 2 weeks to prepare. You don't have 1 week. You got 2 whole weeks. You could prepare in LA if you wanted to. Go out to the nicer weather, right, where it's not as cold as it is out here. Go practice, go ice up and get banged up here. Here's the one thing I want to just say. We talk about social media a lot lately, and I know we're kind of changing the topic, but yet again, as soon as our show went off air, we get a breaking news announcement from reporters that want to break news without confirming resources. What were the news that you and Jake told me yesterday?
Yesterday.
All right, hold on. Let's bring Jake. Jake, you said you had some breaking news yesterday, and I want to bring this in because I just want to just point this out and how stupid social media is and the spoilers and how sometimes it doesn't work. What was this? Well, as soon as we went off air, probably like less than a half an hour, you guys broke some announcements to me
Mm-hmm.
about somebody.
Yeah.
Can you tell me what was broken yesterday?
Okay, first of all, am I glaring in the background at all? Am I still glaring?
I'm still glaring somehow.
Okay. The big news, and I pretty much, I think I told Trey this. I'm telling you this. It was about a 7-time Super Bowl champion, pretty much one of the greatest there is, and it's about Tom Brady retiring. Is what
Okay.
it is. And there's been a lot of sources, there's been a lot of speculation, a lot of everything.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he actually confirmed it or
No, he has not. So, if I may, I share the details.
Yes.
So throughout this week,
I've always,
obviously you have things changing in Tampa Bay. Gronkowski, his status up in the air. I think he's looking to retire again. A couple people looking at to come back, and so I believe Tom Brady has one more year left on his contract with the Buccaneers. And there was a possibility. I think he's been asked this week after hearing about Ben Roethlisberger officially retiring, what is his plans to do in 2022? And he's like, yeah, I think he's took it to the press. Oh, I don't know. Maybe I'm going to think about retiring, but I don't know yet. Well, yesterday, reporters put together another package video saying that, teeting towards for Tom Brady retiring. Well, he shut that down yesterday, and with today with Tom Brady, with the Buccaneers and everybody saying, "Hey, listen, no one's been informed about anything yet." I want to be honest with you. I don't think it's in Tom Brady's class to honestly announce his retirement if he was to retire until after the season. Like yesterday was the most inappropriate way to do so if that was the case, and I think he knows that. He understands that, right? I think if he was going to retire, it's not going to be till after the season. You got to see where you're at after the season, see how the off season starts going, and see what your body feels like in April or May, to be honest. And Tom Brady knows that. I honestly believe, in my personal opinion, I've told people this and I expressed it before, I think he comes back one more year. I think he tries to win the Super Bowl. If he can't, even if you can't, I think one more year, finish out his contract. That's my opinion. Plus you think about this, I really don't want to share a Hall of Fame with Ben Roethlisberger and Tom Brady in the same class because I feel like they'll go together. Don't you feel like that? Ben Roethlisberger will be available for the Hall of Fame in 2027. I don't want them to share the title or the spotlight together. I feel like they deserve their own year. And when Ben is going to go in year one, right? I think that's hands down. I could almost, unless I'm missing something, I think he's going in year one. I feel like Tom Brady's going to go in year one. So why don't you just do it back to back instead of having both in there share the spotlight? Like, that's just me. But anyways, yeah, no, Tom Brady has not officially announced his retirement. It's just he's been shut down today. But, he will determine, and maybe he will in a couple of weeks after the Super Bowl, maybe he will say, okay, listen, I'm going to hang up the boots. And that's fine. It's just, come on. Come on. This is almost like a don't do this. And this is why I hate spoilers, because sometimes they're real, sometimes they're not. Sometimes people jump the gun and say things that too far in advance. Just like everyone wants to presume Ronda Rousey, Listen, I preached about wanting The Undertaker yesterday at the Rumble. I know he was there to support Mickey James, or not Mickey James, I'm sorry, Michelle McCool. But, I think I felt like I thought like The Undertaker not arriving at the Rumble yesterday was great because it would have took the spotlight away from Michelle. To be honest, because I know she's been compared always. Hey, ever since she's married to him, it's been like, oh, you're the Undertaker's wife, and that being idolized by what she's accomplished. But anyways, yeah, Tom Brady is not retiring yet. But Jake, how is it salty a little bit to see? We're kind of hanging in there.
as far as what the
Super Bowl was. Super Bowl 56 is going to be phenomenal. Here's what I love the most about this is that because I support the Bengals, I'm a Rams fan, I can honestly care less who wins because I'll be happy regardless.
You know what? If you're talking about from my point of view, is that and Trey called me while I was at work, and without even saying, "Hey, how are you?" He pretty much said, "Let's go," and then pretty much proceeds to talk about the game.
Where do you
Well,
want to
of
go?
course,
Did you want to go to dinner or did you want to go to
I
golf?
don't
You want to
know,
play putt
but
putt?
I don't know. But yet the thing is, though, is that before I continue, I want to say congratulations to you, to both of you, and Trey on making it to the Super Bowl. Um, yeah, it kind of stings a little bit to see one of your biggest AFC North rivals make it to the Super Bowl, and you're just still stuck on the sidelines. But then again, I mean, it's also like a really feel good moment to say the
Right.
least, because hey, I mean, one of ours is going to be representing us in the entire AFC for in the Super Bowl. So I mean, it's going to be a great game. It's going to be a huge one, to say the least. Especially, and by the way, Trey, I got to say this. Not bad for your first time drafting a rookie and then taking him to the Super Bowl as well as a quarterback in his second year already going to the Super Bowl. So,
I,
All I gotta say is if the Bengals are gonna win this game, they better step up.
okay,
They
all
better
right.
step up on their defense.
You guys are gonna hate me on this. You guys say that about every game.
Turn around and turn it around like you always do, like John Cena
excuse
does.
me. Okay, I'm trying to be nice and say, hey, congratulations to your bummy Rams, but yet
Uh,
I say this about every game now?
Hey,
Huh?
listen, you guys emphasize that, both of you guys. Hey, they're gonna have to step up big time.
I
Yeah.
never
Yeah, they're
said
gonna have to
anything. I
step
never said
up.
anything.
No,
Hold
no, you
on,
look.
Trey.
I will cut the clip out. And I'll bring it back to you. I'm gonna make a flub of each time you say, "Hey, you got to step it up." And you think you said this a
I
hundred
never
times
said
on our show.
I haven't said that in a while as far as as far as Cincinnati goes. I pretty much just said congratulations to Cincinnati, to say the least.
I know, but
But either way, though, I mean,
Mm,
congrats.
I want to say one thing. He bashes up us for saying that. At least he's copying you. He
wait,
said
what?
he stole your line.
I stole his line.
Yeah.
What line did I steal?
Earlier in the show, you said, "Let me ask you this question," just like he does. So I don't
Okay,
want to
when I
hear
let
that.
me ask
Oh,
you this question. Like, okay, I don't do that to the interviews. I do that because I want to ask a general question to you guys to get
excuse
thoughts.
me while I have myself. So,
I just had to do that.
He said, "Excuse me." He said, "Excuse me." He said, "Excuse me."
He did, didn't he?
oh,
But
you
You said,
did?
"Excuse me." You said, "Excuse me."
Oh my god.
Listen, but at least I'm not asking. Hey, I got a question in an interview when you are anticipating a question.
Okay, just for the record, when I had my three interviews this week, I am not going to say that at all. So make sure you keep your eyes peeled on that one, there,
All right,
Mister.
Trey, you want to take any wagers on that?
yes, I do actually.
We're gonna put that up
Hey!
on DraftKings to this week. DraftKings, you go head on over to DraftKings right now. Put your wagers in on how many times Jake is going to say, "I have a question for you." My next question
Okay,
is, here's a good question for
Trey.
you.
Tomorrow at 4 o'clock, I got Jenny Desmond Rage. 3, I got Kira Martinez, and then Thursday night, I got Haley. I got
I
Haley from
believe.
Nvidia. So yeah,
It's too bad for you. I'm busy tomorrow at 4 o'clock.
Yeah, we're on TikTok Live, by the way, at 4 o'clock tomorrow. I believe around that time. Oh.
okay.
Oh,
So,
on behalf of the Bengals and myself, Jake will be getting a special surprise from me
no, I
and his
won't.
package.
No, I won't. When are you going to send me this package there, Justin?
I'm waiting for one more item to come in the mail, and then I will be sending it out probably by the end of this week. So you will get it on a Monday, but you can't open it until Trey's on that show, and you got to open it up in front of us because you're gonna want to be laying down in bed, or it probably. I want to be honest with you. You may want to be on the toilet because you'll be shitting your pants after you open up this package.
Oh my god.
I got. I'm going to use his line. Can I ask you a question? May
Okay.
I ask you a question? Is
Oh
it
my
too late
god.
to
Oh my gosh. I swear.
is it too late
Uh,
to put in my vacation time?
Okay, first of all, no, you ain't been on no
It needs to be
dang
done 2 weeks
vacation.
in advance. Okay.
Yep.
Do you have enough vacation hours on the clock?
Yes, I do.
Jake, we love you.
Yeah.
You're over there.
Um,
You're gonna give us hell after this. But trust me, when you're
no,
gonna want to be
no.
sitting
If
down,
anything,
I'm gonna
if
ask you
any,
to stand up and then tell you to sit your butt down when you open up this package because you're
all
gonna
the thing I'm gonna
blow
tell
your
you
mind.
is that after the show, I'm gonna go relax. So,
I know you deserve it. All right, so
damn right I do.
it's like, how do we go from here? Where do we go from here?
I don't know, considering the fact that we have 30 minutes left, and
Do
I'm
you
gonna say this.
see? Do you see the? I don't know. Trey's been telling me that there's something that's like a reflector behind me. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't
there's
have
it.
anything.
No,
It,
for me, not you,
If
I don't
Jake
have
hasn't
nothing.
me, myself, and I. There's something reflecting behind me.
if Jake hasn't noticed it this entire time, I'm gonna let him borrow my glasses.
Okay, but
Uh,
oh, that's right. I do see it. Oh, that's right. Yeah, yeah, I do see it. Yeah,
It's
I do see it.
beautiful, isn't it?
It's very very beautiful. Yeah,
does
I
he
It's a
see
agree.
it?
beauty.
Does he see
Yeah,
it?
I do see it. Yeah, yeah. As
I
high as I
will.
look right now, yeah.
I will tell you this, Trey. In a week, this background will be different, and you're gonna get jealous.
If Goldberg's up there, then I will be.
You're gonna be
If
more jealous than that.
Trey, you said his name wrong. It's Oldberg. Get it right. Get it
I thought it was
right, bro.
Gilbert.
Oh yeah, yeah, Gilbert. Hey, yeah. Hey, no wonder why him and Trey love each other because they're
Chokeberg.
both short and old.
But no, this you will be jealous on the background. Let me put it that way. That's all I can tell you. You will be jealous as hell in about a week. Well,
You
about maybe a
know,
week and a half.
what I'm gonna have in my background, y'all? I'm gonna have a combat sports coverage flag in my
Oh, I will
background.
have something better that that Trey will be like jealous of, and that Trey is gonna come over to my house and rip it down and take it for himself. Let me put it that way.
I probably
Trey,
will.
But you have to
see,
get up the stairs.
hold on, hang on. I have some advice. So if you just put it in a really high like part of the wall, Trey will not be able to reach it. So therefore, y'all good.
You'll knock the rug down.
I mean, I do know somebody that's over 6 foot tall that can go get it for me.
I know someone that's 7'2".
And I know someone that's built like a dad. Oh wait, that's me.
Like a what?
Like a dad.
Like a dad? I'm a dad. So you want to talk about anyone built like a dad? I am an actual dad. I have 2 daughters, and so
Okay. I really think I need to get on the show, especially on the way that live here. Then so
So did you? So you didn't get a chance to watch many of the football games. I know you missed the first game, Jake.
I pretty
Second
much
game,
came. I came home right after your precious little Rams celebrated the NFC Championship, so I did get a chance to watch the highlights. Thank you, NFL Network. So
So all right. So we're gonna see the Rams, and we're gonna see the 49. Not the Rams, huh? Rams and Bengals. Sorry, I'm gonna get this. It's gonna take me all 2 weeks. Let me. All right. So the Chiefs and the Buccaneers last year in Tampa Bay. It happened at Raymond James Stadiums. This is what I'm also more excited about. The home team is going to be hosting the Super Bowl too,
yeah, that is very much
because
true.
the Rams it's at SoFi Stadium in 2 Sundays, and
Mhm.
Trey, I think you and I could respectfully say I know you're gonna go for the Bengals. You know the team that I have to go for,
Yep.
which are the Rams. Okay,
Yep.
and I will tell you this: as much as I am okay, and I will be happy if the Bengals win. I want the Rams to win. Okay, fair
I
enough.
respect that.
Okay, and then
Also
this way,
understand that no matter that basically ever since the wild card game, which a lot of people still didn't believe, I almost wake up every morning. It's like, are you serious? The Bengals are still in the playoffs because it's kind of like Is something, but I don't know. Do you ever wake up like that? Because it's like it's still
Yes.
unsurreal. Like, are we really going that far? Is you know what I'm saying? Um, and it's like, okay, now I'm sitting here, and I'm like, okay, if the Bengals lose, please understand that even through my eyes, as a neutral fan of football, the Bengals have accomplished more than anyone else in the NFL this year.
Hey, no matter if we lose, we're still champions at the end of the night.
Exactly.
We are still the AFC champions, and nobody, even myself, not even myself, even thought that they would have been in the Super Bowl.
You know what would have been
I,
nice too? Like, not only you could claim that not only you won the AFC championship, or not only went to the playoffs, won the division, won the first playoff game in 31 years, won the AFC championship, and possibly win a Super Bowl. And that's all in the same year that Ben Roethlisberger retires.
yeah, and
As far as
also the Rams will be making history. I don't know if you guys knew that or not.
What history are they making?
Last year, Tampa Bay made history of winning at their own stadium, right?
Yeah.
Now in 2022, the Rams are going to make history at losing at their own stadium.
Or maybe they'll go back-to-back years winning. We don't know.
Okay, but hey, hold on. Hey, I want you to pull up a comment that's very sad about the Bengals going to the Super Bowl. Yeah, put that up there. Thank
That's
you.
just the
It's
AFC
just-
championship. That's just to get to the AFC championship.
oh no. But how long has it been since the last time we were seeing the Bengals out of the Super Bowl?
Probably 2 years prior to that, because I think they went in like 86 or something like that. That's the year that they lost to the 49ers.
So about what, 35 years? 35
I know,
years.
between 35 and 40 years. I don't have the date on that.
Well, I mean 35. So you mean to tell me that it took the Cincinnati Bengals?
Yeah, they
35
had
years.
they had to lose 30 straight years so that they could have this nice setup to run.
Yeah.
There has to be a dream moment. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what they had to do. They purposely schemed this for the last 30 years.
So you mean to tell me that you would want to see your own team lose for the next 30 years in order for you to make it to the Super Bowl right now, right
Maybe
here?
the Bengals do. I don't know. I don't want to see my team lose for 30 years. I mean, it's like it's like watching the Chicago Cubs losing for over 100 years before they finally won the World Series. I mean, I don't want to see that happen.
Sounds like to me that Jake is jealous.
Okay. So let me get my thoughts on this. Put the camera on me.
Here's a good point. Here's a good point on this one. What else are they coaches for?
Yeah, absolutely.
No huddle
All right,
offense.
so the thing is though is that, like I said before, the Rams and the Bengals are going to the Super Bowl, which means who is Jake going to pick? Who? See, the thing is, between y'all, I don't think any of y'all would want me to pick. But as far as my decision on who I want to see win,
Be
you
the
know what?
Rams. It's gonna be the Rams.
No, hold on.
We're gonna have 2 weeks to talk about who's gonna
say
win.
about interrupting me. Stop interrupting me.
Right,
Okay. So as I'm saying,
Yeah.
for the third time now, this episode, I'm not going to pick the Rams. If anything, I'm going to pick Cincinnati to win the Super Bowl. I'm going to pick Cincinnati because here's why. Trey all week long has said, you need to start owning up to your words. And I'm like, okay. I was trying to pick Cincinnati for the AFC Championship, but then Trey declined that. Well, guess what? Since Cincinnati did represent the AFC North, and now they're representing the entire AFC, I guess I'm going to have to say Cincinnati. So give me Cincinnati.
So are you filling out that fan form? That
He
bandwagon
will.
form?
He will.
Let me use that
Trust
for
me, he
paper.
will.
I would
If
use that.
Bengals win a Super Bowl, will you fill out that fan form and submit it? Hey, listen,
Jake.
you may fill it out and Trey may decline you. I mean, that's the
Jake.
other thing.
Shake on it, bro. Shake on it. Let's make this bet right now. Come on.
So what?
Yeah,
so
man.
What am I signing? What am I
All
signing?
you got to do is take the form that Trey put out, this bandwagon form to convert over to Cincinnati, and submit it to the Bengals. They may reject you. Listen, maybe they don't want you as a fan, but listen, at least submit a form.
Now, hold on. Now, is this just for the Super Bowl only?
No, if the Bengals win the Super Bowl, you have to submit a Bengals form, a Bengal fan form, saying that you want to be a Bengals fan. Listen, you submit it, they'll come back with you in an email saying, hey, we accept you as a fan, or we decline you as a fan.
Okay, you're asking for too much. I am a diehard Steelers fan, but the thing is that I've already rooted for the Bengals enough. I'm not going down to that level. So you can take that form and use a Twitter.
Listen, you know what would be sad is the fact that they decline you also.
Hey, I don't care.
I think I just want that. I just want that letter more than anyone else.
Because if Trey even thought about going to be a Steelers fan, I would decline him. Look at all that ugly crap he's wearing. I would decline him. But hey, either way, here we are. The Bengals are moving on to the Super Bowl, and I had no choice, but they're gonna win it. They're gonna win it.
We're gonna have 2 whole weeks to talk about this, okay?
Damn right.
I'm gonna be honest with you. The Pro Bowl ain't nothing. I don't care about the Pro Bowl.
But hey, we're 1 week away from NASCAR.
1 week away from NASCAR. We got Thunder Valley Racing League coming up tomorrow night. Well, some of it happened tonight, right? So you got tomorrow night, which you're broadcasting. That's Daytona 400, and then the Truck Series 250 or Cola, right? And then you got Coca-Cola 250 or no 150. For truck that you're going to be in on Tuesday. Yep, I kind of want to get ready for some of that. I know. I just heard from D-Blood. He's sending that out tomorrow. Mine out. Yep. So I'm excited to get that. I'm excited to get the story. I want to share the story, but I want to wait for it to come in. And then I got some other packages. So we got more to talk about. We're going to wrap up this week. I say go Rams. Trey say go Bengals. We'll find out.
Who they, we they Bengals.
No. JK, hop off my Bengals and put your Ravens
Try to
up.
find myself again, but life is one big riddle of the future and what's been. Guess it's the way it goes, and I will never know why you let me go. Look to the left, look to the right, nothing can stop me in the night, like I am leaving all the bad stuff and trying to remain so strong. I know it's good if I'm alone. I gotta go, running into better times. Go, from my emotions I'll go, running into better times, to better times, to better times. Remember I was laughing in all the photos that you took, but now it looks like acting, like we were fiction in a book. Guess it's the way it goes, and I will never know why you let me go. Look to the left, look to the right, nothing can stop me in the night, like I am leaving all the bad stuff and trying to remain so strong. I know it's good if I'm alone. I gotta go, running into better times. Go, from my emotions I'll go, running into better times, to better times, to better times, to better times, to better times.
Oh, I can't let him take my soul. I can't let him take my soul. Nah, no. Oh, I can't let him take my soul. Nah, no. See, we was cool right before it hit your fist, but it hit the fan when I got him down the bench. I took a break, I had to leave and go get cleansed. God forgive me for
Look how cool that is.
I can't say these cause my last name ain't Ken.
How cool
That
is
is
that?
one
Oh,
sexy thing.
Yeah.
beautiful. And guess what? And that Trey can't even wear it.
I learned my right from
What do you mean?
wrong on the song. I let my heart
I'm
bleed on my
saying,
sleeve.
I'm saying he can't even get up there. I mean, you're upstairs, ain't you?
Yeah, well, guess what? I'm gonna bring it tomorrow to Raw. Hopefully they allow
Yeah.
me in.
They definitely will.
I need my space to breathe. That's why I be
It
going.
says WWE on
I ain't
it.
trying to stay up on that wide road.
Gosh, I'm excited about that. You know what? I've been teasing you guys down in the comments about everything is working with the click of a button on the show. Huh?
It sure is.
All right.
Sure
Good
is.
night there. Good night there. Whatever your name is in the comments.
Stumpify Gaming. Good night. Hey, sleep tight, you
Yep.
guys. Don't let the bed bugs bite. Isn't that the old catchphrase? So,
Good night, bandwagoner.
you gotta get the birdies to sleep over there. I'm being a Ravens fan.
Trey is on rainbows and
Well,
sunshine. But
here's
like
also
no
another
other.
interesting thing. I got something today that the reason why everything is moving with the click of a button today.
What's up?
I got myself a new laptop and everything's on point. Yeah. So everything is kind of clicking. And so I'm using my side laptop, which is over. You can kind of see part of the screen down here. But that is for kind of look up stuff, internet purposes. If I want to look
So I
something
want
up
to show
during,
you.
yeah.
I'm sorry to interrupt before this melts in my hand, but look.
You gotta remove
my-
one of your fingers to see the D. I don't see the D. There you go. Is that a cookie?
There we go. Isn't that awesome?
Is that a cookie?
Is that a cookie?
Yes.
Why does it look like a
Oh,
basketball
my God.
cookie?
My
It does
my
look like a
neighbor
basketball.
actually. It does, doesn't it?
Uh,
My neighbor actually.
Eat it. Take a
Yeah.
bite.
Eat it. Take a bite. Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Hey.
Trey
He
just
just broke the
violated
rule.
his own rule.
Where's my rotisserie chicken?
Hey. You know what that
Yeah.
tastes like?
Oh my
It tastes like
goodness.
victory.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So yeah, I got a new laptop today, and I am able to now I'm using two computers to kind of help. I could look something up here, read Twitter, messages and stuff like that, and yeah, now I got a computer that moves like that, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
I know, right?
I see the computer over there on the
Yeah, a
side.
little bit. So what did we did forget to do something this evening. We've been so caught up in the championship games. We also got caught up in the Royal Rumble talk. But we got to go around the room and talk about our show of the week.
Oh shoot!
We
Okay,
forgot about that. We got to do that.
I'm ready.
Trey, we'll
for
let
it.
you go first. Actually, we'll let Jake go first. Let Trey kind of give his thoughts together. Jake, between the 5 shows, once again, we're back at it. What show do you think won?
My opinion as far as like who was the better show. Honestly, I'm gonna have to say this though. I'm gonna have to say AEW. AEW was a really, really great show,
Which
especially
one?
whenever we started off. Yeah, but AEW was a really good show. I
Which
liked it.
one,
So,
though?
Oh, which one? Sorry, Dynamite.
Okay.
See, I'm a little bit tired, but yeah, Dynamite definitely took over this week, in my opinion. Especially when we start things off with the ladder match, which was fantastic as it was. And of course, you also got the thing about Orange Cassidy and Adam Cole, baby, with everything that's happened there. So easily, Dynamite. Sorry.
Okay. I'm going to give you my honest opinion. I didn't think that Dynamite was bad. It was very good, but I'm going to go out of the box. One of my questions, or one of my things that I want to try to open up with is how good is given as many, keeping an open mind. Each and every week is a refresh, and I know AEW's up there. They kind of maintain that level. So yeah, that ladder match was great. I mean, Adam Cole, great. We're also worried about Dynamite going to be the top show next week because, especially since we're going to see MJF and CM Punk. But I really loved NXT's show, and especially in that Falls Count Anywhere between Solo Sikoa and Boa this past Tuesday. So I'm going to jump the case and I'm going NXT 2.0 just because that's what I mean for them, for what they normally put out. That gravitated me and that stood out. That show stood out to me for what they normally put out. Because here's, like I said, Dynamite can put out that type of content of what you see, right? Like what you saw last Wednesday. They're going to have it again this Wednesday with MJF and Punk. Disagree? They just had that a month ago with everybody, right? When you had Hangman and Danielson, part 2. They're going to put that up every few weeks. But when NXT put out that type of match and they executed and they followed up with a great show afterwards, that's why, because they did something that you don't normally always see on their show. They surprised us also. So NXT 2.0 is my pick.
Justin actually got me to watch that Falls Count Anywhere match. It was very good. But again, I'm going to choose AEW for the 3rd week in a row. I
What show?
enjoyed the heck out of that ladder match.
Which one?
Which one?
The only one I watched. Dynamite.
Okay, so let me ask you. Let me get your thoughts, because here's why I see it. Dynamite does the same. They have that standard almost every other week, if not each week, and it's good. But are we ever going to see anything more than Dynamite and AEW in our weekly selections? Like, I could almost tell you right now that Raw is not going to make my top list of the week. I can tell you right now that as of right now, SmackDown ain't going to really make my top. They're going to really have to do a lot of work. So I feel like we're not being able to choose equally. We're not, because of everything that happened the previous week, we can't wipe the slate clean. Like I said, Dynamite, I mean, disagree with me if you want to, but they maintain something like this each and every week anyways, in some shape, form, or fashion. They're going to continue rolling over until this week. Like I said, CM Punk, MJF is going to be another monumental match, right, Jake?
Yeah.
And there's going to probably be in the top show of the week anyways. So, I mean, I'm not saying that it's not a bad show, because Dynamite ladder match, great match. But NXT done something to me that I didn't expect them to do, was keep me invested the entire show. And they don't do it often.
I mean, I don't even have enough energy to be able to disagree with you. Probably give me about Wednesday and I'll probably disagree with you on something. But
No, me myself, I watch Raw, SmackDown, and now I started watching AEW. I watched Rampage last week and I did not like it.
Okay.
NXT, I don't watch. You told me on that Sokoa match. Yes, I watched a couple other matches, but I don't remember them. So honestly, I can't even pick NXT.
Right.
So,
but yet again, I mean, can you pick? I can't pick Raw then if that's the way that I'm going down about it, because I didn't watch a single. I mean, I only watched the entrance of Raw. I just watched Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar on Raw. Otherwise, I didn't watch anything else on Raw. And so, what I do here, and maybe you got to do it. Find the key elements of the match, of the shows, and see what is like. You're being sold on MJF and Punk this Wednesday, right?
Yeah.
That's why you're tuning in.
Yep.
Is there a match that is announced for NXT 2.0 that makes you want to tune in? Is there, I mean, besides going to Raw tomorrow, is there a match on or something announced? I mean, obviously, we're going to want to watch the fallout of SmackDown and Raw because we want to see what happens afterwards. But every week, maybe go into the mindset, is there something that's going to gravitate to watch that at least one segment of that show?
I mean, I honestly, I don't even know because, I don't keep up in the NXT, so I don't even know what matches are coming up.
So, but here's the thing. So, like, Jake, you're watching Dynamite and you watch Impact and you watch Rampage and you watch GCW, right? So you're going to gravitate to those brands because you follow them more. Trey, you watch Raw, you watch SmackDown, you watch maybe Dynamite. So you got those three shows.
Mhm.
And I'm not questioning why you guys are choosing. Listen, we both select great selections, but when we keep an overall look at the entire circle of each and every week, we got to keep more of an open mind. It's not only because we're watching these certain shows make us create a biased opinion. Like, I literally sat there and I didn't watch, but I saw some highlights of each and every show that happened this week. And if it wasn't interesting enough, I didn't put it on the list. I gravitated a couple key moments. And I'm like, okay, when I sat back, and it went down to Dynamite and Rampage, or Dynamite and NXT, right? What separated, I was like, okay, I've seen this before in Dynamite, but I haven't seen this in a while in NXT. And that's why I was like, NXT is my cup of tea. No, I don't watch them each and every week, but because I tuned in and I saw that match, I was like, yeah, that kind of excited me for a moment. I'm like, that's why, I'm choosing it. Are we ever going to get out of, I mean, how many times do you think AEW Dynamite is going to win this year?
A lot
I
of
don't know.
times.
Or how many times do you think we're going to select Raw or SmackDown as the show of the week? I think that's a better question.
Never.
I don't think very much.
I mean, I think combination wise, between all three of us, we could count them on our hands.
Yeah,
And that's kind of sad.
it is sad.
Yeah. I will say
Now-
this though. Go ahead, Trey. Go ahead.
I mean, all I gotta say is, that one of the biggest Raw nights is going to be the night after WrestleMania, and that Raw better be good.
And usually it is, but they don't have nothing right now to come behind it. So we will
Right.
see. Jake, we've finally getting Trey to watch things like Dynamite, things like NXT. You don't necessarily watch Raw or SmackDown as much. You see highlights from once in a while. What does it take to get you to watch more Raw and SmackDown?
The product has to be a lot better. I mean, also with the way that the storylines are, and just a little bit of everything for me. Because I mean, back then, like, I was like a major WWE fan. I think we all were at the time, and things changed so much in a different way. And then once when I started finding like these other companies, I just I was still trying to be like Trey, like I still wanted to have hope for WWE, but then if it was like the same stuff over and over and over like it had been, I pretty much just lost hope in WWE. And I literally took the time to be able to watch the rest of the Royal Rumble event last night when I got home from work and just see if it was going to be good, and it wasn't. So a lot of things are going to definitely have to change. But there's one product I think both Justin do need to get Trey in. Is Impact, especially with No Surrender getting ready to come up here soon.
One episode at a time. We got to get Trey into NXT 2.0, which he could watch that on the USA Network. He could also, let's not forget about, but Impact is going to be a little bit more difficult. While we're here, before we end off our show, I do want to just remind Jake, good luck tomorrow with your Thunder Valley Racing. I know you're looking forward to kicking off your season with the win, hopefully. You race tomorrow and then broadcast Tuesday, right?
Tuesday. No,
you broadcast tomorrow, race Tuesday.
I broadcast tomorrow, and then I race Tuesday. Top that off, I have now I have 4 interviews this week, and it all starts tomorrow on Instagram Live at 4 o'clock with Jenna Deatherage.
Well, we're going to be following them in. I want to talk about them, figure out what's going on. Like I said, you and I are working together. Hopefully we get something out this week, if not next week, and get something rolling. Okay. So Jake and I we're going to keep contacting. Good luck tomorrow. Good luck Tuesday. Hopefully win. Do you know what number you're going to be entering the race at?
Obviously I'm going to be in the same number.
I know that's
as I
your
was
race,
last
but
year.
the number, what number car? Like, are you in the first spot, or are you at the end, or?
We won't know. We won't know as far as qualifying positions until before the race.
Okay. The last thing I do need to get out before we exit, just to make sure everyone's aware of, reminding people, if you guys watch Raw and NXT, the Winter Olympics start this weekend. I think February 3rd, if I'm not mistaken. Therefore, starting next Monday and next Tuesday for the 2 weeks, Raw and NXT 2.0 will be on a different channel. I believe Sci-Fi. So I want to start elementing that for everybody, so that come next Tuesday, Monday or Tuesday, you're like, what's going on with Raw and SmackDown? They're moving to Sci-Fi for the Winter Olympics. Okay, so I just want to keep everyone posted. Hey, thank you, everyone. Jake, great job. Thank you for coming in here such a late time. Get some rest. Like I said, we'll be tuning in tomorrow to check you out. Okay, and hopefully you and then Tuesday, hopefully you guys win. Good luck with your interviews, Trey. I will see you tomorrow. We will go on TikTok live tomorrow, and hopefully we have another great week. So everyone, enjoy your weekend. Have a great rest of your night, and until Wednesday, we'll see you guys then.